I have arrived, and today I kind of want to start a thread in the VC. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. So, how about we name four albums that we believe are underrated? Now, this can be albums by one hit wonders or albums by huge bands that you feel like don't get the recognition that they deserve. Um, so I'm gonna start off with this. This one is world famous. Had the biggest selling reggae album of all time. You probably know who I'm talking about. But I feel like this album doesn't get the recognition it quite deserves. And for that, it is Bob Marley with Wailing Wailers. This was recorded in the mid 60s. Basically, Peter Tosh, and Bunny Wailer were in the studio as like a three man kind of group. This is very doo-woppy, very ska, and I just love it. Songs like "Put It On," I can listen to that all day, every day. I There's a vibe about this album that I absolutely love, and even though I do like some of Bob Marley's later work, I mean, I love the whole Legend album, and I own Natty Dread as well. But I don't think those capture the charm that this one does, which may be sacrilege to some people, me saying that. But my favorite Bob Marley album is this one. Alright, next up we have a huge star, and the special this came from was really huge, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about the soundtrack album that it was. And it's getting a big box set this year. And speaking of box sets, this actually came out of my box set. Elvis Presley NBC special. Um, this is an amazing album. It's my favorite Elvis Presley album, which in the Elvis community, a lot of people like to point at the debut as the best, and I agreed with that for the longest time until I heard this. Just the soulful performances. He gives out the best performances of these songs are in here. Like, he does a melody of Trouble and Guitar Man, and honestly, I don't think those songs have sounded any better. It's just an amazing thing. If you're gonna listen to one live Elvis album, get that one. And I even use that album to introduce people to Elvis because Elvis had the charisma, and I think that is the closest album that Elvis released that had the live charisma. Alright, next up we're going very different genre. This one I have on vinyl. I also have it on CD, but I bought the vinyl first. Green Day's Kerplunk. This was their first album with Tré Cool, and yeah. This was released originally on Lookout Records. All the songs I find on this, I find these to be very underrated. Of course, the big song that's known in the Green Day community is 2,000 Light Years Away. I love that song, but my favorite song off of here is probably One of My Lies. I'm surprised some of these weren't big hits for Green Day. And I mean, Green Day sometimes performs them live, but not as much. It also has a very rough version of Welcome to Paradise, which is really nice. It's not really much different from the version on Dookie, other than just it sounds like it's a bit recorded on a potato, if I'm going to be honest, but that complements it, kind of. I think it gives off a unique vibe. Last but not least, of course, Prince is a huge artist. And honestly, there are so many albums that could be listed, and I'm not saying this is his most underrated, but in the community of critically received albums, I think this one should be up there. And this is Prince's Controversy. Released in 1981, it was released after he released I Want to Be Your Lover, but this was just right before he became a mega star. This is the 2011 issue of it. Controversy is so danceable. Oh my gosh. I can bop to that song all freaking day long. I love all the songs on here. Even Annie Christian, which is a very it's a very like different path that the record takes, but I still find myself enjoying that. My favorite song off of here is probably Private Joy. I just love the vibe that it gives off. Private Joy. I'm not gonna sing it, but yes, Controversy. So 4 albums I picked were Controversy, Bob Marley and the Wailing Wailers, Elvis's 1968 special, and Green Day's Kerplunk. All right. See you guys later. If you post a video response, I would gladly love one. All right. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I have departed.